Hello everyone, welcome to the class operating system. And the last video we have talked about the introductions of real-time systems and the historical backgrounds of real-time systems. So in this video we are going to talk about the elements of computer control systems. Okay, so what are the elements are there in the computer control? In the real-time system, how that will be controlled by the computer. So that is the thing which we are going to talk in this topic. Okay, so the elements of computer control systems. A simple input device and an output device which is shown in the figure. I'll show you what are the inputs and what are the outputs which is connected to the plant. Which is connected to the device which we need to control. Okay, so the term input and then output with reference to the computer. Okay, so whatever the inputs and whatever the outputs, that is reference to the computer only. So the input devices are device which transmit the information to the computer. Okay, and the each of the various types of the devices will require the software to operate it, and they operated by the software as an input and the task and then output task. So I'll show you what are the devices which will be connected like this. So the first I'll show how that the control system which operates actual control system, how it will be, the controlling applications. Okay, so I'll take, this is nothing but on my plant. Okay, so this is my plant. Okay, so plant is nothing but some of the kinds of machinery. Okay, now the taking input from the plant. Okay, so the input which is collected by the input device. Okay, so this is my input device collecting the input from the plant, and that will be given to the computer system. Okay, so that is given to the computer. So this is my computer. Okay, so in the computer, so if there is any necessary actions which need to perform, okay, so actually the input which is taken from the plant, from any of the input devices. Okay, so that input will be measured and that will be sent to the computer. The computer which performs the sum of the analyzation, whether need to adjust or we need to decrease or increase the timings, whatever the things which need to perform, or if everything is perfect, it is keep on checking. That's it. Okay, and that informations which will be sent to the output device to the plant. Okay, so whatever the necessary information necessary need to be performed, so that will be transferred to the plant, information which is transferred to the plant. So this is through the output devices, the informations which will be transferred to the plant. Okay, so this is the basic operations of the computer controlling, and for this computer there is a standard inputs and outputs are connected here. Okay, standard input and output devices. Input and the output devices. Output devices are connected here. So like this, how the data will be transferred from plants to the computer and the computer to the plants. So these are the inputs. So whatever it is connected in between this, these are the interfacing devices between this. So from this to this, it is nothing but the interfacing device. Interfacing devices, right? So the input devices are the device which transmit the information to the computer, which transmit the informations to the computer. Each of the various types of device which requires a software to operate. Okay, and they are represented by the software, as the input task and also output task. Actually, the generalized pictures of the computer control system is shown here. Okay, so if you can see here, these are the input and then output devices which is connected, and this is the plant. So if you can see here, this is nothing but a plant. This is nothing but plant. So in that plant, it is connected to the external world. Okay, which is connected to the external world. So the taking the input. So the taking the input from the plant, and that will be given to the computer controlling. So how it will be given? So through the input task, and the input that will be converted into the input image. So whatever the specific information, that particular time, what is the status of that particular plant, so that will be converted into the image, and that will be sent to the controller task. So that controller task will send the informations to the communication task. Okay, communication task, and that will be sent to the informations to the computer interfaces, and that will send to the output devices, communication devices. So the whole thing is nothing but the computer. Okay, and this will perform all the informations, calculate the things what is necessary to perform, anything need to be changed. So that will be updated here through the intimated to the plant through the output devices. So like on the output image, and from that the output task will be handled, and that will be sent to the output device, and that sent to the plant. So like this how the input will be transferred between the computer systems to the plant. So earlier whatever I have shown, it is nothing but a simple thing. Okay, so like this how the data will be transferred from the plant to the computer control. Okay, so I have told you that the standard inputs and outputs are connected to the computer control. So these are the inputs and communication devices. So the VDU, keyboard, LAN and pointer, printer, so everything which is connected here, it's all the communication devices. Okay, so the input output devices. See, actually here the input devices, so that input devices and also the input software that gather the information to create an input image of the plant. Okay, so the input image will be created, and that input image is snapshot of that particular status of the plant. We know that input image is nothing but the status of that particular plant information. Okay, and that is reduced to the specified interval. Okay, that means if it is the output image which is represented by the current set of the outputs. Okay, and that will be generated by the control calculations, and this image will be updated periodically by the control task. Okay, so the specified block diagram of this feedback controlling, how it will be controlled continuously, how it will be controlled, I will show you. So the keep on how the informations will be controlled here. See, actually so the input which is taken from the plant. Okay, input which is taken from the plant. So for example, I will consider this information is nothing but an R of t. Okay, so this information I am going to consider it as an R of t. So, and the plant informations which is coming here. So the plant information. So some of the plant informations here. Okay, so this is nothing but on the feedback loop. Okay, and this will perform the error information. This produces the error information. So if there is any changes is there or not. So that I am going to represent it is nothing but an E of t. E of t. Okay, and this information which is sent to the controller. Okay, and the controller output I am going to represent it is nothing but an M of t. Okay, and that information which is sent to the plant, controller information is sent to the plant, to the Okay, so this plant output I'm going to consider it is nothing but an C of t. It is nothing but C of t. Okay, so this information, the plant informations which will be compared here. Plant information is compared here. So the output, the C of t which is compared with the original input R of t, if there is any error information, the controller will rectify that information which is sent to the plant, and again the plant output which will be compared. So in each predefined time these operations which takes place. Okay, earlier whatever we have seen, that input devices and also input software which is used to perform, used to produce the input images. So like this, how from that input image it will calculate whether it is a need to perform or whether need to correct any of the input informations or not. Okay, so these things which will be performed and that will be rectified and intimated to the plant again in the interval of time. So the each thing which will be transferred here. Okay, so this is all about here the controlling operations of the feedback control systems. Okay, so here whatever we have represented, R of t is nothing but the set point, the predefined value, and the C of t I told you that it's a controlled value. Okay, and the E of t is nothing but what? It is a difference between, because it is on plus and it is on minus, it is a difference between R of t and C of t, the error information, and the M of t is nothing but a manipulated variable if there is any manipulations need to be performed. Okay, so this is all about here elements of computer control system. And these are the references. I hope this video is helpful for you. Okay, we'll meet you in the next video. Thank you all.